the one,
the only
Eugenia Tachie-Menson.
Oh my God.
Oh my
I've
word.
never felt this warmly welcome. For a second, I wasn't sure who you were all talking about. But
It's you.
I'm really touched. Thank you. This is such a warm reception. It's really touching.
I'm
Really,
blessed to
really
know you.
touching.
You are awesome, Mama. And
I'm like,
every single time we've had to have a conversation, she is always pushing you to be better, giving you some really sweet words. And I'm like, no, I'm like, you should tell yourself that because you are awesome.
Thank you.
All the things that you do, all the feathers of your cap, all the trailblazing and all the recognition that you have gotten so far. Who was little Eugenia?
yes, let's meet her.
Little Eugenia was an ugly duckling. Only girl amongst two boys. Middle child as well. You know what they say about middle children. Attention deficient. So yes, I grew up in the US, then Ghana. Yes, loved hanging out with younger people. In my neighborhood. I was actually the neighborhood babysitter. So all the kids would, in our time, there wasn't TV. So all the kids, when their parents went to work, will come over. We will read, play, like we're cooking. Sometimes I would cook for them and they'll be eating poison because I didn't know what I was cooking. I didn't know what I was cooking. And then this was in primary school. And then I would go on to secondary school and still be harnessing the love for reading. I just love reading. And young people. So even in secondary school, I was always hanging out with my juniors, never my contemporaries. Everybody had a problem with that. Thinking, when are you going to grow? And then tertiary, I studied journalism. And so while studying journalism was when I birthed all these things that you talk about. But the young me wasn't noticeable. I would say I was very much a tomboy because I think, again, apart from my mother, there was no female around me. And also being the only girl in an African setting, you become de facto mother. So, I was even responsible for my older brother. Do you know what I mean? He was 10 years older than me, but I was responsible for him.
I have questions.
Beautiful.
Like, I want to know about Eugenia and mommy and daddy.
And reading
the
as well.
relationship. We'll come back to reading. But we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're delving into Eugenia and mommy and daddy. Yes.
Today's woman, Eugenia Menson, right here in the studio with us in flesh and blood.
I know.
With all of the good
we
things that
look
she's
forward to
done.
this for a bit.
Yes.
Funny enough, we would randomly have this conversation. Oh, we should have her in the studio. Oh,
I'm like, why haven't you thought about it?
And then finally,
I mean, it's great for her
it's
to be here.
perfect timing.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. I agree with you.
Now, I was asking you a question about you and mommy and daddy. How was the
Yes.
relationship with? Were you closer to mommy, daddy?
Dad. It's always the
girl,
case, isn't it? Yes. I was closer to my dad because he let me get away with murder, bottom line. I remember the story very well that my mom would say, if you had candy in your mouth and I wanted it, my father will pay you anything to get it out of your mouth and put it back in my mouth. And I paid for it dearly. Before I lost my milk teeth, I had to go to a dentist to have 4 of my teeth pulled out.
Ooh, you were sweet.
You were a daddy's girl.
Yeah. And
my
obviously he also. So that's how close we were. My mom, was a disciplinarian. We're partly we're matriarchal, so the women lead, and so my mother was a disciplinarian, but love her to death. We had our moments, of course, going at each other, but it was the one thing my mother did for me that when I was younger I didn't appreciate, and it was only when I became Vlisco ambassador that it hit me. When I was in primary school, my mother would always, we have this thing we call for the Ankara cloth. We have this thing in Ghana we call the third cloth. So that's the cloth that you don't sew, you kind of put over your shoulder. We call it the third cloth. Any party or event we had to go to with my friends, my mother would put me in her third cloth and I would be the butt of jokes. Because everybody was in jeans, t-shirt. My mom said, this is what I have for you. I think she was trying to get me away from being a tomboy. Without saying that as much.
Did that work?
Yeah. And Not in the moment. So fast forward to 2014 when Vlisco and I was nominated and won by a country mile. They say Vlisco was ambassador because there was 3 nominees, and I won. It just, I had that epiphany in that moment that, so all the years that I thought I was putting up with wearing my mother's third cloth, now I'm actually representing
the brand,
that third cloth. I'm the face of the cloth, so I owe her. And mothers in Ghana value their third cloths. If a mother gives, because that's the cloth that gives them, it's like a comfort cloth for them. So maybe there's a rip in your dress, that's what you use to cover it. You go somewhere, and so you kind of use that to distract yourself a bit. So it's a comfort thing for them. So if she gives you that, she's basically bare, naked, open to whatever may come at her.
This I find interesting.
Quite
The Igbo
interesting.
culture, we have 2 wrappers.
Okay.
Normally have 2 wrappers.
Yeah.
And it's a thing when you go home and your mom gives you 1 wrapper.
Yeah.
So in my house, I have at least 1 wrapper of my mom's.
Yeah.
And I have of my elder sister as well. So I think it's such a matriarchal
They
thing.
cannot wear without the 2 wrappers.
Yes.
So it's like a half of them is with you.
I love how you said
Yes.
that. It's like they've left themselves bare to cover you.
To cover you. That is so beautiful.
First of all, thank you for not getting older. Thank you for not growing old. I see your educator part from your childhood. I'm wondering about the social entrepreneur that is you.
Yeah.
How did that come about? Because I see the media school. I see the
literacy,
educator.
yeah.
So the social entrepreneur.
The social, even I didn't know that those what it was called. So I just loved helping children. So we, you've got this thing in Nigeria you call, like when you finish uni, what's that thing you do? That 1 year service.
NYSC, yeah.
Service Corps. Youth
Corps. God, Youth Corps. In Ghana, we call it National Service. So you're posted to anywhere in the country. And I wanted so much. By then, I had lost my dad. So I so much wanted to get away from my mom. Because I just thought she was controlling me too much. So I wanted my independence. I've been very independent minded since.
We can see that.
Yeah. So I chose to go to her hometown. I chose to serve in her hometown, which is called the Central Region. Now, the capital of the Central Region is Cape Coast. That's where all the castles are.
Right.
And that's where my mom comes from. So I thought I'll be posted there. No, they posted me hours away from Cape Coast. But because I was obstinate, because when I was choosing, my mom said, "Are you sure?" I said, yeah, I know, I'll get Cape Coast. They threw me 16 villages away, hours. And there was just one bus that came in a week.
Ooh.
One bus, 1 week.
That was the kind of village. This was in the 90s. So I went there anyway. I was a teacher, so I was a class teacher. And on my way to school one day, I saw this cobbler. My shoe had come apart because it was quite a journey. So the cobbler, gave to him. And then speaking with him, I realized he spoke very good English because cobbling and shoemaking. But he was speaking very eloquently. So I said, "You speak very well. Are you still in school?" It was tiny. It was like, no, I live with my half-blind grandmother. I'm an orphan, and I have to do this to take care of her. I said, "Okay, did you finish?" We called it SHS back then, which is the end of senior secondary school, right? So did you finish? He said, "Yes." "And what did you get?" He said, "I got 8 1s. So 1 is the highest you can get. 8 1s means he wrote 8 subjects. Yeah, 8 subjects and aced it. So I said, "So what are you doing here then?" So there's no money to continue. I was like, really? No. And Cape Coast in Ghana, Cape Coast as a city is the citadel of education. Like all the missionary schools, the best are there. And my dad was an old boy. Yes. And my dad was an old boy of Infantsipum School. They say it was the first college in Ghana. So I thought, with that kind of grade, you should go to a good school like Infantsipum. So I kind of didn't finish my national service. I thought, you know what? I want someone to hear about this boy's story. Then a radio station had just opened in Accra. So I came back to Accra. And when I walked, I didn't know anybody. I just walked in the radio station. I said, "Listen, I have a compelling story. This is a 16-year-old boy. He's got to go back to school. He got 8 1s. You can't leave him on the street. He's a cobbler." And the station manager said, "Sure. When do you want to do the interview?" I said, "Tomorrow morning." I said, "Come in." I came in tomorrow morning.
Just like that.
So I came in tomorrow morning. We have an interview, just like I'm having with you all. Before, it was a 15-minute interview. Before it was over, someone had taken care of his school fees.
No.
The school had offered that they'll take care of his uniforms.
No.
Like before we were done,
is
he had been
amazing.
taken care of.
Oh my
For the
God.
3 years it was going to be his school. Then it was 3 years. It was the 3 years it was going to be his school.
That is beautiful.
So that was the calling. I didn't know that was what it was. That social enterprise. I didn't know that was what it was. So as I walked away, I felt accomplished. I was like, yes, I got it. And he didn't know because they're way down in that village. So as I was walking out of a radio station, the station manager said, that was a good interview. Have you considered a career in radio? I was like, I'm still doing my national service. I'm not done. So, do you want a job in radio? I was like, okay, because I didn't know what it meant. I just said, oh, because I thought I wanted to do PR. Because my senior brother was a journalist and he told me PR was cooler and he had shown me PR people and I thought, yeah, they're
That
cool.
was the way to
That's
go.
what I'm going to do. So I thought, okay, if you say so. Little did I know that was the beginning of the rest of my
your
story.
life. Yeah.
I was on radio. I did a bit of hosting, but I preferred that. Limited me. I found that it limited me because I loved to be with people, especially young people.
Right.
So I was made the head of a promotions and events desk. And every event I created was family-oriented or children-oriented. Right. It was my manager who called and said, everything you do is about children and family. I was like, okay, I didn't think about it that way, but I just thought everyone should,
So this was the birthing of
your
Young
social
Educators Foundation.
Yes, so without my knowing. So when I left, I did about 7-8 years in radio. Went on to the UK to further my education. And I still said, I'm going to do PR. I'm so going to do PR.
Did you do it?
No. Because I would come back to Ghana, and a year later, I got this.
How did spelling bee come about?
I was going there.
There's really no time. We're
National
looking.
Spelling
Yes.
Bee.
How did that happen?
So
in Ghana?
I was a student in the UK, and I was watching TV, and I saw it on TV. It was shown on UK TV, so I watched it, and I thought, oh, this is a brilliant idea. Children spelling words that even I can spell. And it's English, and we speak English in Ghana, and our children are equally smart. So why not? So with that, I was like, okay, let me go Google them. So I, Googled back then, and they said, sure. I found them, send them an email, say, I'd love Ghana to participate. They said, okay, we'll come back to you. And I kind of thought, they'll never come back to me. 2 years down the line in Ghana, they came back and said, you can run it for Africa. And I thought, okay, I'm in Ghana. Let me start with Ghana. And the day they said, yes, I could do that, was the day I had just been fired from another job.
No.
Same day.
So it was like God redirecting you to the path that He wanted you to go through.
So sometimes when things don't go our way, even for me now, I remind myself when things, it's because I'm being redirected to where you're
supposed to be.
Yes. I was working with a car company then.
How did you go? A ton of questions, and we have so little time.
I know.
But how? In 1 minute, how did you go from that to Nigeria? Why did you choose to come to Nigeria?
I was just about to ask that same
Because
question. Because 18 years after you
Yes.
started in Ghana,
Yeah.
how did Nigeria happen?
Nigeria, because I've always been drawn to Nigeria. I'm a literature student. And most of my literature
Chinua
books,
Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie.
Yes, Chimamanda is lately. I'm
We should-
older, but yes.
We should get her and deep dive one of these
Yes,
days.
we should.
And so I'd always been I've always been attracted to Nigeria. And I had a Nigerian friend back in senior high school. So when we were going to the US, as Ghana is the only African country, started perpetrating the narrative that Africa is one country because, when we stand there.
Yeah.
So I thought, let's go for Nigeria because Nigeria. Why not Nigeria? Look what Nigeria is known for. The size, and Nigerians just don't know how to say. Nigerians don't give up. Is what I've come to learn. Nigerians, they don't see it. Nothing is impossible with a Nigerian. I sometimes think these ideas are audacious, like what we just saw with Hilda Bass. It's audacious, but it got done. And that is the spirit that I feel the world needs to see on script spelling stage of the average African.
And I can tell you for free that she gave an arm and a leg to ensure that Nigerian spelling bee happened last year. I can tell you for free that when everywhere she walked in and they told her no, she's okay, no problem. she'll go back and say, I need to get this done. And she got it done. We had our first kid, Aloisa, Baby Salami, go from Nigeria to the script spelling bee abroad in the United States. She made that happen.
In 100 years.
Awesome. In 100 years. This is the first time. Nigeria has
there.
never been there.
That is
First time. And she did it.
Yes.
So, because I know that you have love for kids,
Yes.
and I'm going to the girl child in particular, because we're having a whole conversation about the girl child.
Yes.
What do you say to a girl who wants to be the you tomorrow?
So I would say to a girl who wants to be me tomorrow that don't be me, be you. But some of the lessons I would say, be you, as in stand in what you believe, stand for what you, and it's lonely.
Yeah.
It is lonely. It's uncomfortable. It's unattractive. I don't conform. I'm a non-conformist. And when I'm convinced about something, I go for it. Right. It's taken me 16 years to get Nigeria onto the script spelling bee stage, but we got there. So I would say that do not give up whatever your dreams are as a girl. Do not want to be somebody else. Be you, but pick lessons from other people, be it male or female.
Those are beautiful words that you have to go by as an individual.
A fantastic way to end the show too.
We have been speaking with Eugenia Menson, who is the convener of Spelling Bee here in Nigeria and Ghana. Ghana pioneered this.
Yes,
they went before us.
A trailblazing educator, social entrepreneur, and media professional with nearly 2 decades of impact in literacy and youth development across Africa.
She is amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. Well, we leave you with this song, Like You, Tatiana Mane, because there's really no one like you. You need to be you, especially with what she said. Don't be me, be you.